Hey, it's such a privilege to be part of this Reaching Out series to enable everyone at Hope to be a witness. We're going to be looking at John chapter 4, which is just the most amazing chapter. It's a chapter about being a personal witness. In fact, it's the longest account of personal evangelism. And if you've got an evangelistic gift, if you've got a flavour of an evangelistic gift, then you just need to study Jesus in the story of the woman at the well, because he really demonstrates what an evangelist does. But most people are not evangelists. They are simply called to be witnesses. And so our focus as we look at this chapter is that we're going to focus our attention to the woman, because she demonstrates perfectly what a witness is. Let me read you these verses from John 4:28. Leaving her water jar, the woman went back to the town and said to the people, "Come, see a man who told me everything I ever did. Could this be the Christ?" They came out of the town and made their way towards him. What is a witness? Well, this is a great definition. A witness is a person whose conduct, daily life, and speech testify to the truth of Jesus and the power of the gospel of the kingdom. So, how can we be a witness like this woman at the well is a witness? There are 4 simple things I believe we can learn from this woman. And we're going to deal with number 1 in this bite size, and then we'll deal with the other 3 in the other bite size video. 4 things I think this woman teaches us. First of all, to be a witness, we need to walk into other people's worlds. Secondly, when we're in their worlds, we need to live transparent lives, transparent Christian lives. Thirdly, we need to just learn very simply how to tell our gospel story, our salvation story. And then finally, we need to learn how to issue an invitation to those that we have the privilege to witness to. So first and foremost, we need to leave, if you like, the cozy presence of Jesus and walk back into our worlds and take Jesus with us. There's a great book called Walk Across the Room. And this is a quote from that book. 10,000 steps. Roughly, that's the distance you travel sunrise to sunset, each and every day of your life. It adds up to 115,000 miles in a lifetime. God, I'm exhausted just saying it. That's more than 4 times around this planet. With that said, just one question. Are you using your steps wisely? Assume the average distance across a room is 20 feet, about 10 steps. The question I hope to answer is this. What if 10 steps, just 1/1000th of your daily average, could actually impact eternity? If so, it might well change the way you walk. Bill Hybels wrote that, and he was observing someone who just walked 10 steps across a room to start a conversation with a complete stranger, which led to him being able to share the gospel. This woman could have stayed with Jesus, but she chose to walk back to her village and begin the great task of sharing what had happened to her with the people around her. Now, this could be very practical and very simple. Make the most of the connections that you already have, the context, the family, the friends, the community, people that you already know. Have you been a witness to them? That's a great place to start. Maybe there are people that used to be part of your world but no longer are part of your world. well then why not reconnect? Why not make new connections with those people and start a conversation with what God has done in your life? And then finally, sometimes we exhaust all those friendships and we need to make new friendships, taking new initiatives to actually widen our friendship circle. I personally joined a couple of gyms in my life just to do that, just to expand my connection with a wider group of people. So, number one, and how to be a witness, we need to learn to walk into other people's worlds with an opportunity that affords for the gospel. In the next bite-sized chunk, we'll look quickly at the other three. Being a witness really starts with conversation. And one of the keys to have a conversation with anybody is to ask them questions about their favourite subject, which is themselves. So one day, Floss and I were taking one of our grandchildren to the park. The child is playing beautifully there. Floss is looking after them. And I see a bench with a man sat on it. So I go and sit next to him and think the best way to start a conversation is to ask him about himself. And eventually he told me all about his life and particularly about his medical issues. He was a cancer sufferer and had been given not too long to live. It just gave me a glorious opportunity to give him hope and an answer. So I just began to talk to him about, hey, I know life can seem so difficult and so challenging, but I know someone who can help you in that situation. I found him to be a present help in times of trouble in my own life. And I was able just to share the gospel with him about Jesus and how much God loved him, how much God was concerned about his medical condition. I was able to pray for him. Now, he didn't respond to the gospel. He didn't ask too much more about how he could be saved, but it was an opportunity to just give a witness as to the goodness and love of God. And it simply started with just asking questions. We can get into conversations by just being exceedingly friendly and showing an interest in another person.